The kingdom of Magadha was ruled by Sarvarta Siddhi, its aged king. But he was a king only in name. The real power rested with his son, the crown prince Nanda. Nanda ruled the kingdom along with his brothers. The only threat to their power was their uncle Maurya and his sons. Nanda wanted to destroy the Maurya clan once and for all, and to this end, he came up with an evil plan. Nanda invited his uncle on a hunting trip. Sensing no malice from his kin, Maurya agreed to join in with all his sons. After hours of hunting, Nanda led everyone to a newly built palace. There, he requested the Mauryas to dine in the cellar instead of the main hall for lack of space. But as soon as they entered the cellar, the door was shut behind them. The Mauryas were trapped. Days passed by. One by one, they began to die of starvation. Maurya gathered his surviving sons and said, "Even if a single one of us survives, he shall avenge us all." Soon all Mauryas were dead but one. Nanda had the lone survivor moved to the royal prison. This survivor was the youngest of the Mauryas, Chandragupta Maurya. The news of the defeat of the mighty Mauryas soon reached King Parvatak of Parvata Desh. Suspicious, he ordered his trusted spy, Kamalapida, to weed out any surviving Maurya. And so Kamalapida entered Magadha in disguise. Along with him, he had a rather curious-looking lion's cage. This cage was shut on all sides and had no doors. In a booming voice, Kamalapida announced, "People of Magadha, I challenge you all to set this lion free without breaking the cage." His words were met with silence. Not a soul stepped forward. Heralds ran up and down the kingdom with Nanda's message. "Anyone who can solve the mystery of the lion and uphold the honor of Magadha shall be rewarded." Only one young prisoner accepted the challenge, Chandragupta. After carefully examining the cage, Chandragupta concluded that the lion was a mere wax statue. He set the cage on fire and proved it for all to see. As promised, Nanda rewarded Chandragupta with freedom. He also put him in charge of the state's guest house. One day, Chandragupta saw a scholar passing by and invited him into the guest house. The scholar was intrigued by the boy's royal bearing. "You look noble, lad. How did you come to occupy such a lowly office?" The scholar was moved upon hearing the boy's story and promised to help Chandragupta. This scholar was none other than Chanakya. Filled with reverence, Chandragupta offered Chanakya the seat of honor and began serving him personally. Just then, Nanda arrived at the guest house. He ordered Chanakya to vacate the seat of honor. When Chanakya ignored him and continued eating, Nanda pulled him up by force. Chanakya's knotted hair came loose. Furious, Chanakya cursed, "My hair shall remain untied until you are destroyed, you insolent fool!" Saying so, Chanakya stormed out. That night, Chandragupta told Chanakya everything about Nanda, who were his friends and who his foes. King Parvatak was one of Nanda's biggest enemies, and that made him their ally. The king agreed to lend his support, but under one condition. He wanted them to defeat the king of Lampaka, who was threatening to attack Parvata Desh. Chanakya had a simple but effective solution for this. If the king of Lampaka is himself under threat, he would never send his army against Parvatak. And he soon instigated a war between the kingdoms of Kamarupa and Lampaka. Alliance with King Parvatak now secured, Chandragupta and Chanakya once again turned their attention towards Nanda. Their first move was to seek the king of Kashi's support. When Nanda heard of this, he was confused. Doesn't Chandragupta know that the king of Kashi is my friend? Nanda decided to use this information to his advantage. He asked the king of Kashi to pretend to befriend Chandragupta, then finish him off at the first opportunity. The king of Kashi loved the ruse and boldly declared his support for Chandragupta. The king was then asked to wait for Chandragupta to personally escort him and his army into battle. Hoping to treacherously kill the young Maurya, the king waited patiently. Little did he know that he was the one being tricked. You see, Chandragupta had already set out for Magadha. The words of the enemy's approach reached Nanda. He gathered his forces and marched towards the battlefield as well. On the way, Nanda saw sage Masopavasi conducting a yagna. He told Nanda that the next day a hand would emerge from the sacrificial fire. All of Nanda's enemies would be destroyed if he sought its blessings. The following day, as Nanda breathlessly waited for the prophesied hand, a messenger arrived. Apparently, the king of Kashi had captured Malayaketu, King Parvatak's son. The prince and his armed escorts were currently waiting at the palace gates. Delighted, Nanda ordered Malayaketu to be brought to him. Soon, a palanquin reached the scene. But the palanquin's passenger wasn't the prince, it was an armed impostor. This shocking revelation was followed by a roar. The armed escorts revealed themselves to be Chandragupta's men. What's more, even sage Masopavasi was planted on the scene by Chanakya. This time, it was Nanda who was trapped. A battle raged. Nanda's small force of unprepared guards was no match for Chandragupta's army. Chandragupta fought ferociously, turning his desire for vengeance into ruthless fury. Nanda buckled under the onslaught and soon lay defeated at Chandragupta's feet. With the destruction of the Nanda dynasty, Chanakya's vow was fulfilled. Satisfied, the scholar at last tied his hair back in a knot. As for Chandragupta, he finally got the revenge he sought, and the boy who was brought to Pataliputra as a prisoner now returned to the city as one of its most powerful kings.
This video was adapted from an Amar Chitra Katha comic. If you liked it, then click on the button above to buy this or any other book from Amar Chitra Katha. And remember to like and share and subscribe for many more stories from India's favorite storyteller, Amar Chitra Katha.